It is March 16th, 2020. Apparently it's T-minus 5 or 4 days until that Bozer guy, he said, based upon how based upon how the United States trajectory is mimicking Italy's, and we're learning from Italy's trajectory, that Bozer guy said we're about T-minus 5 or 4 days from the United States. I forgot if it's the United States or Seattle's, but he said something about, like, I think it's the United States' hospital system from being overrun, from being at max capacity, and people dying as a result of the hospitals being at overcapacity. That's what that Bozer guy said. And so I want to make this video to think about, you know, the fact that a few hours before this, I bought a whole bunch of I bought TVP or whatever it's called, PVT, a protein vegetable substitute that's made from soy. I bought some mungo beans and some soybeans, all very high in protein. I was spurred by the fact that, you know, I was looking at, oh, it's always good to have an emergency kit. And, you know, I was spurred by the coronavirus activities going around. But it's really hard. It's hard for me to determine if I should be getting supplies. It's hard to say how much of an emergency kit I should have if I can't predict the future. And right now I'm trying to predict the future, and I'd be able to better predict the future of what will happen in the next upcoming days, weeks, if I've had better access to what, you know, to how Italy is doing their coronavirus containment strategy and their successes and failure rates. And part of that is this, because you can't exactly just search for Italy and see how individuals are actually happening. I mean, you know, there are news articles that say hey, Italy is under, man, there's so much information overload. I can't even remember if what exactly Italy is under. I do know that her parts of their hospital system is overwhelmed. God, there's so much information overload. The point is, I don't remember if citizens are being forced to stay in their homes. You know, I'm pretty sure if there was total full-on martial law, where if I am using that term correctly, that means the government, an army, has full control over when and where and how you can exit and enter your house. And so yeah. Okay, here. What do I predict? Do I think so just today, San Francisco said, I forgot the exact term they're using, but you cannot, I forget the information overload, man. They were saying, yeah, you cannot, I think it's first of all, I do remember that they shut down, only certain things can be open, grocery stores, pharmacies, restaurants, but only if they deliver those things. I know that. I remember that. But I remember that. But wait, do I think that will? What do I think will happen to Seattle? I'm making predictions. What will happen in the next weeks? Do I think martial law will happen? If I had to bet on it, I would say I don't know. These things are so hard to predict. I would say no. Just if I had to give a yes or no answer right now, no. Do I think people will be forced? Do I think there will be a curfew? You have to be in your household by a certain amount of time? Holy shit, that's a very... So I guess part of the reason why people have emergency supplies is that, you know, although KFC maybe 24 hours, it's better to just get as much as you need right there, I guess. And I guess something has to do with panic, oh, just grab as much as you can get. Yeah. Yeah. Do I think that... Oh, Molly Moon's open. Oh, I forgot to... can I even turn my camera around in this mode? Oh, I could have flipped the camera. Anyway. Oh, there's a volunteer. There's Cal Anderson Park. People playing outside. Yeah. Do I think will there be food charges, which is maybe a reason why people want to grab so much food and toilet paper and disinfectants off the... Do I think there will be shortages of that? Well, I mean, there's already shortages of the masks because people hoard them up. Do I ever think there will be a time where you can't just... Well, shit, you can't... Like when I went to both QFC, the one on Pike Pine, and the PCCC, whatever it's called, more east, all their lentils and all or most of all their beans were gone. But I got like mungo, like the ones that had protein. I mean, at PCCC, I was able to snag the things I talked about, like TVT, whatever it's called, the soy meat substitute, and then soybeans and mungo beans. I was able to get those. So there was that. But will there be food shortages? What does food shortages even mean? I've had to like make a guess right. Well, it is like 7 p.m. on a Monday in Capitol Hill. We're in the epicenter, and the streets are there'd be more cars over here. Yeah. Do I think there will be food? Do you think there will be rations? No, doesn't the U.S. have too much food? Okay, whatever. Like I've been babbling. There's my gym. What does this one say? You will be closed until April 1st. That's my gym that I pay for. They prorated it back to us for the closing. That's great. I love Rain City Fitness. Yeah, I've been rambling too much. Video over.